let's hop in the truck and go out to the far east side of Tucson. About a mile from the end of Speedway is our destination, the Monument Wash Trailhead. Monument Wash is popular with equestrians and part of a larger system of trails through the Cactus Forest. And there are lesser used trails that are worth exploring. And as you go along the trail, there is evidence of abundant wildlife. Before the park was created, there was ranching in the area. But even before that, there's evidence of ancestral Native American inhabitants. Saguaros bloom in the spring and produce an edible fruit before the arrival of the summer monsoons. With strips of green yucca leaves, saguaro ribs are lashed together to make a tool to harvest the fruit from high perches. Medicinal and ceremonial plants like sage and datura can be found in the sandy soils along the wash. Flash floods, common during monsoons, make the washes impassable, with much of the water draining off the Rincon Mountains. Which brings us to Garwood Dam. Tucson residents Nelson and Josephine Garwood purchased 450 acres of vacant, unimproved land in what is now the northwest corner of the Rincon Mountain District. The parcel was bounded on three sides by Saguaro National Monument, made a national park in 1994. The land was purchased in July of 1945 from two sisters who were the original homesteaders. Initially, access to the property was difficult, so Nelson constructed an access road to Speedway to the north. With mostly hand tools and dynamite, he constructed a passable road suitable for trucks that would be required to haul building material to the property. Nelson began construction of the first house, a small one-room affair with a half-bath, in 1948. Shortly after completing the small house, the Garwoods moved to Ohio to develop a family farm and then returned to Tucson in 1950. At that time, they began construction of the main and larger house, which was above and behind the smaller original structure. A one-cylinder diesel generator provided electricity. Heat was provided by a fireplace, with some smaller rooms that were heated with an electric space heater, and water was provided by the dam. Work was begun on the dam in 1948, the same year as the original house. The Garwoods had noticed that water was always present in Wild Horse Canyon behind the house, although it did not run year-round. So Nelson decided to dam the drainage to provide domestic water. The dam was built in several stages. At first the dam was little more than concrete and stone masonry. That was followed with steel and masonry walls filled with poured concrete, to be followed with more poured concrete using plywood forms and metal. The texture of the plywood forms can be seen today. Two 20,000-gallon stone masonry and concrete holding tanks were constructed for storage. Both were gravity-fed and always provided an adequate water supply. An 8-inch pipe with filters at the ends was placed in the sandy area behind the dam, providing filtered water to the tanks. When completed, the dam held considerable water in the reservoir, although eventually sediment would completely fill the reservoir to the top of the dam. So that completes our story. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching another presentation of Looking Up Media Enterprises.